Hey guys, it's Max, and today I'm starting something a little bit different. So, once a week, generally I'm thinking Fridays or Saturdays, I'm going to be taking an album, a music album, out of my collection and giving it a review. Hopefully, what I'm going to try and do is do one classic, one more modern. So, today we're going to start with the always classic, always good Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon. Now, this one specifically that I've got here is the 20th anniversary edition, which I'll get a little bit more into that later. So this one comes with um, these little card inserts. So you get one of the Prism, one of all the little different singles and things that kind of came out throughout the album's progression through the later years. One of 9 pyramids, one of some green stuff. I'm not really sure what that is, but you know, it's kind of cool. And then one of the 4 members of Pink Floyd. And then you also get your standard booklet that comes inside every album. This one's just got different little backgrounds and things for each of the different songs. Like here's the one for Time, which I'll get into a little bit later. And it's just, you know, it's just kind of a cool thing to have. It's specific to this set, and it's something that you can only get in this this printing of this album. You can see kind of, I don't know if you can see it, but on the wall, the album is very, very shiny and reflective. I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but it just says Dark Side of the Moon on top, and it's got the 9 songs on the bottom, or the 9 tracks rather, because it's really 10 songs. So that's the album. Now, looking at my notes here, you can see that this album officially produced 2 singles, which was 3 different songs. Money, which is the fifth track, and then Time, Us and Them is the 6th and 7th track. And those are the 2 singles that were released shortly after this album was released. I'm going to give you a clip of each of them now. Okay, so listening to those, you can see those little snippets there. You can see how it's very those songs specifically. I mean, the whole album is great, but those were what really brought us into the feel and taste of what Pink Floyd really meant and what they were about. So some more facts here. This album, Dark Side of the Moon, released approximately 50 million copies that were sold across vinyl and CD, which is equivalent to 50 times platinum, which is crazy. It is also the second most sold album of all time, second none to Michael Jackson's Thriller, which was amazing during the '80s, and I can see why. But this is a great album too. I really like it. It has been remastered twice. Once for the 20th anniversary, which I have here, and once for the 30th anniversary, which wasn't too long ago. That was 11 years ago. Not today, but you know, this year was 11 years ago. And then getting into the songs a little bit, there's a song on this album. Let's see what number it is here. This 4th cut off this album is The Great Gig in the Sky. Sorry, I'm chewing gum. Well, this album, or this song specifically, was notable for its amazing vocal solo by Claire Torrey. I hope I'm saying that right. She was someone that the Pink Floyd had brought in to sing the lyrics on that album, and really it's just kind of a solid tone that's hitting a bunch of different octaves and sounds, and it's really amazing. I urge you to listen to it if you haven't. Here's like a 15-second clip for that. So from that we can hear that it's very it's got a lot of depth to it, and the singer really knows what she's doing. And if you want to hear more from her, in 2006 she released a collection of some of her. The album is called that she released Heaven in the Sky, and it was some of the covers and songs that she did in the late 60s and 70s or early 70s, around that time period. Kind of diving into the two singles here, the single Money, which I just checked is actually the third track on the album, is most notable for its strange time sequence in 7/4 time, which is interesting because it hits that sort of slower melodic sound that you hear in a lot of instrumentals, but is in a normal song, and I think that's really great. I really enjoy it. That's probably my favorite song on the album. And then the other single, Time/Us and Them, is inspired by jazz chord progression, which can kind of give it that underlying jazz tones and things, which I think makes for a much better song in general. So that was our episode on Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon. It's an amazing album. If you don't already own it, I don't know why you don't, but you definitely need to go get it and listen to it. It's an amazing album. Just give it a listen. Even here on YouTube, it's wonderful. I highly recommend it. See you guys next week for the next album.